When you do what you love, you are lit up. You have this energy about you. You have this spark every single day. You radiate positivity. You attract people. You become a magnet for not only people and experiences, but for metaphysical synchronicities and amazing opportunities that you could never have even imagined. The universe does conspire to help you once you step into alignment with that passion, because that passion is your soul essence. So when you follow passion, you're actually saying, yes, I trust my soul. I trust my higher self. I trust the bigger, larger, much more ancient version of me that is outside of this physical form that I'm in right now to guide me. Welcome to Trujectory, the podcast committed to helping you step into your true path, your purpose work. There is nothing better than being able to do what you love every single day and to get paid for it. I lived many years of my life working jobs that didn't align with me, and I know how rough that feels. I want to see as many people as possible stepping into the work that truly lights their soul on fire. This is your space to come and be reminded that you can create the life that you're dreaming of and to learn exactly how to do it. This is your space to be inspired by those who have been bold enough to follow their passions and have created their dream life because of it. If you're ready to stop playing small, stop holding yourself back and start aligning with your trajectory, let's do it. Today, I want to talk about one of my absolute favorite topics, and you've no doubt heard me say this before if you follow me on socials. I want to talk about following passion. Why that's so important, how that changes everything in your life, and why we don't follow passion, why we've fallen into these patterns of thinking that that's actually a bad thing to do. So, think about it. Everyone wants something, right? Everyone comes into this life, they grow up, they go through their own unique experiences, and they start to discover what they want. Sometimes they discover what they want by living in a way that they don't want for a really long time. That contrast is really, really important. So let's not underestimate, in our younger years, if we've gone through some trials, or even in recent times, if we've gone through some trials, that's fantastic because it shows you one possible scenario and it shows you how badly you don't want that. So it forces you, it actually propels you to go in the other direction towards the things that you want. So following passion, it seems so basic, but it's the one thing that a lot of us fail to do. We feel like it's just a dream, or it's just, that's something that you can do when you've gotten this lined up and that lined up, and you've got all of the money that you need and all of the backup plans that you need and everything sorted, then you can follow your passions, because that's sort of like the dessert after eating the full meal or something. That's how I viewed it for such a long time as well. And I had such a distorted view of this thing. And the truth is, the only time that you're ever feeling dis-ease or distortion or resistance in your life, when you're feeling like you're just walking through mud and things just aren't getting easier for some reason, it's because you're going against the thing that you are so passionate about. You're not listening to those inner callings, and you're actually going, you know what, even though my entire body, my mind, my soul is telling me that I really want this one thing, I am going to follow the rules that I believe I should follow. I'm going to listen to the opinions and advice of others, and I am going to stay within these structures, within these systems that are telling me that I have to live this way, and here I go. And that's when you really start to hinder that soul fire, that burning desire to be something more than what you actually are. So a really common thing that people will say is, well, I don't actually know what my passion is. I don't know what I'm passionate about. I'm just living my life. I'm doing my thing. And, that's good enough. And look, if you're happy, if you're living a joyous life where you feel fully satiated, fulfilled, and you're loving it, then fine. You don't even need to listen to this episode. That's fantastic. You're nailing it. Keep doing what you're doing. But for those of you who do feel that longing for something more, that's really common, right? And so a lot of people think that they don't actually know what their passion is, because in the past, when they've listened to those inner callings and they've maybe made little slight attempts towards it, and then they haven't had instant results, they have gotten really disillusioned and sort of thought, well, that's not possible. Look, here's the evidence. I tried and I couldn't do it. So, I'm disappointed and I don't want to think about it. And people actually start to really silence and mute that calling, that passion. When it starts to come up, they sort of just put a cap on it and go, no, We've tried that. We've been down that road. It didn't work out. Not interested. Thank you. Moving right along. I'm going to go back to my job that I don't like, and I'm going to pretend that I'm happy and everything's fine. Meanwhile, in the background, you've got this bubbling desire that's really not having any outlet. It's not being allowed to express itself. And that's when you start to feel like your body is in disease. That's when you can get sick a lot. That's when you start to feel depressed. You've got this extra energy in you that is designed to do this one thing that it's calling for. And you, the personality self, the small self, is stopping it from doing it, from fulfilling its own destiny, from being what it's meant to be. And it's all based on fear. So this is what we want to look at today. We want to look at why we're fearing these sorts of things. So the first thing that you need to start doing, if you do want to start following your passions, and the reason we want to follow passion, right? It's so important because when you follow your passion, that is you just literally allowing yourself to be the unique, individual, one-of-a-kind, brilliant human that you came here to be. That's what it is calling for. It is the spark in you that's trying to get out and going, hey, we had this thing that we wanted to do. When we came into this lifetime, we had a plan, and now you're getting in the way, and I need you to stop getting in the way. And it's the fear of, well, what if it doesn't work out? Well, what if people judge me? Well, I haven't seen this thing done before, so maybe it's not a real thing. Maybe it doesn't exist. And the truth is, we are obviously all very similar in so many ways, but we're also very unique. And we have our own unique essence, our own unique spark. And a lot of the times these passions, these desires that are coming up are things that you are going to do that hasn't necessarily been done before, because no one has your unique perspective or your outlook on life or your experiences that have led you to be the human that you are right now. So that's why it's so important to trust, to believe that you can do these things that you are longing to do, and not to look around for examples of it already being done before necessarily. Sometimes you might see, examples that are similar, but don't get freaked out if you don't see that it exists already, because that's what you're here to do. You're here to make it exist. You're here to bring it to life. You're here to birth this new thing that it could only ever be birthed through you, through the person that you have become. So following passion, it's the quickest route. It actually is the quickest route to the lifestyle that you're seeking, to the abundance, to the career that you dream of, to the soulmate partnership and friendships and opportunities and connections and experiences that you are dying for. That's the quickest route there. But we often tell ourselves that that dream is too big, and we get fearful and we go back to playing it safe in these other roles that are really it's like a very low energy tricycle versus a motorcycle. But we believe that the tricycle is going to get us there faster because we've seen so many other people using the tricycles. So we believe, oh, well, play it safe. But if we were able to follow the passion, we jump on this motorcycle and vroom, we're there. Because when you do what you love, you are lit up. You have this energy about you. You have this spark every single day. You radiate positivity. You attract people. You become a magnet for not only people and experiences, but for metaphysical synchronicities and amazing opportunities that you could never have even imagined. The universe does conspire to help you once you step into alignment with that passion, because that passion is your soul essence. So when you follow passion, you're actually saying, yes, I trust my soul. I trust my higher self. I trust the bigger, larger, much more ancient version of me that is outside of this physical form that I'm in right now to guide me. And it's sending me signals every day that I can't ignore anymore. So I'm going to go for it. And that's when things really start to line up for you. It genuinely feels like magic. There's no other word for it. It feels like magic. I've witnessed it in my life many times, and it's happening right now for me because I am following my passion. And trust me, I know the fear of not. That's the whole reason I'm doing this podcast, is because for so many years I worked in jobs that I absolutely hated. It was 12 years in total that I was working jobs trying to figure myself out. But there was a 7-year period where I worked in government office jobs, and it was really soul draining. And I just knew that there had to be more to life. And that's why I started to follow my passions, started to follow filmmaking and content creation and working in a production house and music, and now the podcast. And so I am watching my life magnetize all of these people and experiences and opportunities and amazing things that would only be attracted because I am putting out this energy, this vibrancy, this life force of alignment. And that's really what it is. You're just aligning with the true essence of you. So, I mean, think about it this way. It's like we create this perfect room for ourselves, right? Like, so when we're coming into this incarnation, we have a plan. We have an idea of what we want to do. We understand that we're going to have a bit of a veil of amnesia, forgetfulness when we come into form. We're going to forget that our true essence is a much bigger essence where we're spirit, we're physical, we're vibration, we're emotions, we're all of these things. We're not just matter versus matter. And so it's like our soul creates this beautiful room, right? Like it's perfectly made up. It's got the best view from the best balcony. It's got the most comfortable sheets. It's got a buffet of all of the foods that we love, like all of the amazing foods that we know that we love. And it's perfectly set up. It's ready to go. And yet, instead of just opening that door and being in that space, we keep trying to knock down other people's doors. We keep running down this corridor of this hotel, this soul-made hotel that we're in right now. And we're just trying to bang down everyone else's doors. And then we're trying to fit and enjoy ourselves within the rooms that they have made up. And half the time, they're not even in their own room anyway, because they weren't tough enough to trust, they weren't brave enough to trust that the room that they had set up was for them, was perfectly aligned to them. It's the same analogy as trying to swim upstream or trying to swim in someone else's lane. When you follow your passion, you are going downstream. You're allowing everything to flow naturally. You are not in resistance anymore. But when you stop following passion and you start listening to fear and doubts and feeling like you're living in scarcity and feeling like everything's against you, that's when you're swimming in someone else's lane. You're really not listening to that inner language that you can start to tap into. Hey guys, I hope you're enjoying this episode and I hope you're getting a lot of value out of it. I would love to ask you to take just a couple of seconds out of your day to please rate and subscribe this channel. Whether you're on YouTube, on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, whatever streaming platform you're on, if you could take a couple of seconds to just rate and subscribe, I would be so grateful. That's going to really help us get our reach out a little bit further. It's going to help the amazing messages from my guests be heard by a larger audience, and we're going to be sharing a lot more perspective and advice and inspiration for those people who really need to remember that they can and will own and co-create the life that they want. And I want everyone who feels stuck in their job to be able to have a safe space to go to be reminded that you can, 100% you can get the life that you want. You can create it. You just need a little bit of motivation, a little bit of inspiration. And that's what I hope to provide here on Trajectory, the podcast. So please rate and subscribe. Thank you so much in advance. I really appreciate you tuning in, and I hope you have a beautiful day or night, depending on where you are. Mwah. We're trained to believe that life is hard and it's a struggle, and we can't believe that it could actually be as simple as following your loudest desires fearlessly and expecting the best. That's the key here. You've got to expect it. You've got to know it. You've got to believe in your abilities so wholeheartedly that you expect that you are going to achieve these things that you're moving towards. And I know that some of you might be in a space of, oh man, I don't even have confidence right now. Like, I've been working this job that's been killing my soul for years, and I'm just burnt out. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I'm over it. Like, I don't even know where to start. And I don't have that belief in myself. And that's where you need to start building that first, right? Belief in yourself, confidence in yourself. And I'm going to do a whole other episode about this next week, confidence building. But the long and short of it is, you need to be able to witness what you're capable of. So you need to give yourself the opportunity to try these new things that are calling out to you, to make little baby steps every day, to make that progress so you can look back at every day, back at the end of every day and go, wow, look at what I achieved today. I didn't know I could do that. I wonder what I'll achieve tomorrow. And then you do more tomorrow and you achieve more. And you start to build this awe and amazement in yourself going, I had underestimated myself for so long. Now what's possible? And this is when things start to get really exciting, because you now are backing yourself. You are your number one investor, and you are flooding your mind with belief rather than with doubt and fear. And that's when you become unstoppable. And it's so beautiful to watch. I've watched so many people do this. I've watched myself do this. I've been in both camps. It's a completely different reality. You're living in a completely different reality to many people when you can do this, when you can start to trust yourself. So Anything else that you do outside of what you're passionate about is based on fear and scarcity and will always leave you wanting, right? It will always take you further from your soul's preferred path, from the path that you really wanted to live, the experiences that you wanted to have when you incarnated here. So give yourself permission, please. Just try it. Try it for a month. Try it for 2 months. See the difference in your mood, your mentality, your vibration. See the difference in what you start to attract. Because I know what it's like when you're really in a dense, low vibration, constantly doubting yourself, being miserable about the work you're doing. You keep attracting negativity, and then that negativity compounds, and then you're attracting more and more and more, and you just end up going, why bother? What's the point? And that's what we're here for, right? That's what True Trajectory Podcast is here to remind you. You can get yourself out of this space. I 100% back that. I believe that. I've done it myself, and I continue to do it. I will continue to keep accelerating, keep expanding and progressing into new realities that just keep getting better and better because I'm now backing myself and trusting myself because I started. That's all I did, right? I just started, and I started to see the evidence of what I can actually do. And so I started to go, okay, that's right. All of those things that I said I couldn't do were just living up in my head. But when I actually got moving, got my body involved, got all of me involved, my soul, my spirit, my force, my life force, I'm amazed at what I can actually do. I'm learning piano and guitar right now. I never thought I could do that. I kept telling myself, it's too hard, it's too hard. I'm actually blowing my mind every week now, and I'm so excited. And every day I'm like, I get to play guitar and piano, and I wonder what else I'm going to learn today. And I end each day with a whole new set of skills on these instruments, and it's all bolstering my ability to be able to make music, which is my passion. That's the biggest, most ultimate underlying passion that I've had my whole life, that I've sort of silenced because of these fear-based ideas and because I followed the rules. I was such a rule follower for so long, thinking that I had to live a certain way. So anyway, long story short, if you follow passion, it will always lead you to the right places. Always. It is what you came here to do. So a little bit of homework, home play. We call it home play here. I'm trying to think of a better name because I don't really like the name home play, but it's better than homework because I don't want you to feel like this is work. This is genuinely play. This is experimentation. This is really where you're starting to find out what you can do. So to start getting aligned with your passions, first of all, if you don't know what you want, I want you to ask your subconscious mind to start presenting you what you should pursue. Signs, synchronicities, tell it to send you all of these symbols and guidance around what it is that you should be doing. So it's literally as simple as that. Your subconscious mind is tapped into the universe. It is known as the Akashic Records. It is a storehouse. It takes in something like studies keep changing. It goes from anywhere from 2 million to 11 million bits of information per eye per second. And it takes all of that in. It doesn't discriminate, it takes all of that information in, and it's holding all of that. So you have this storehouse of incredible information throughout your entire life that's been sitting there waiting. And you can tap into that at any time. You just need to give it a command. It's just waiting there. It's a very willing servant. It's a willing worker. It's a workhorse. Basically, it's just waiting for your conscious mind to say, do this, subconscious mind, and it will do it. And so what I want you to do to first start off, if you don't know what your passion is, what you're passionate about, then start asking your subconscious mind, especially before you go to bed and when you first wake up. That's when your subconscious mind is at its most malleable states, most susceptible to suggestion. So ask it, subconscious mind, I want you to start showing me what it is that I should be moving towards. What is in alignment with my highest, most abundant, most incredible timeline in this life? Show me the things that I need to start moving towards to live in joy every day. So start there and start really noticing what you're starting to be led towards. Listen to your body, your feelings, your emotions are your guidance system. So when you start to notice something new and your body lights up, you might even get goosebumps sometimes. That's very clear signals. They are very clear signals from your subconscious mind, from your soul, going this way, honey. This is what you should be focusing on. So listen to that. Secondly, learning how to listen when you go negative, when you go into a lower vibrational state, learning how to really tap into that. I know in my past, when I would have a negative day, when I'd be depressed, I'd wake up in the morning depressed and I'd go, oh, today's going to be a shitty day. So guess what? It started being shitty. And then I'd attract other shitty things because my vibration is so low, it's attracting all these shitty things. And then I'd have the evidence going, see, I knew it'd be shitty. Shit day, shit life, blah, blah, blah. And I would just continue with that negative story over and over in my mind. And that could last days, that could last weeks. And I'm sure a lot of you have felt this before. We do this to ourselves. We just don't realize that we're doing it to ourselves. So I want you to start really tapping into those moments where your emotions start to dim, where you start to go a little bit negative. And those are the moments where you clock on, you become really aware of what it is that you're thinking of. And understand, as the law of attraction works, you are attracting that which you think. So if you're thinking about how shit your job is, how crappy the people are that you work with, you are asking the universe to send you more of that. You are attracting that like a magnet. And so when you start to feel lower mood, I want you to become aware of it. Use that as your signal, as your red flag. Low mood, focus here. Okay, I'm focused. What am I thinking of? I'm going to start thinking of what I want. Rather than what's happening in my reality that I'm not happy with, I'm going to start focusing my attention on what it is I would actually want. Start using your imagination. Start visualizing the things that you would prefer in your reality right now, the things that you actually want to experience, the things you want to live out. Start placing your focus and attention on those things and watch your vibration, your emotions, your energy shift to a more positive place. And it takes practice, right? It's not going to be the first time you do it, everything's rainbows and lollipops. It's going to take practice. Everything is about repetitions. We are just walking biocomputers that need to be reprogrammed. The things that we live out right now are a result of the thoughts and the beliefs that we have continued to think and believe for many, many, many years. And they have resulted in this physical manifestation that is our reality right now. So you need to start flipping the switch and taking back control and understanding that your thoughts are really powerful. So when you have a low mood, clock onto it, switch, guide your attention, your focus, your thoughts towards what you actually do want, and keep doing that as a practice. It's something that you need to be able to do at any given time. When your emotions go low, start to flip it, and you will start to see results change in your reality. Now, practice following your emotions. This is really, let's simplify. Let's not label all of these different emotions: shame, guilt, fear, joy, happiness, I can't think of another one right now. There's so many. Let's just go good and bad, right? When something feels good, keep going in that way, right? When something feels bad, stop going that way. It sounds so simple, but it really is powerful, powerful work when you can do that, when you can understand that simplicity. Good, yes, keep moving towards it. Bad, stop, reevaluate, pivot, and then move towards what's making you feel better. The more you practice following these things on a minute-to-minute basis, the more you will start to manifest those desires in your reality with ease. When you're stuck doing something that you don't want to do, find the positives, right? Okay? There are always positives in everything that you're doing. Even if it feels like this is the worst thing ever, it could be teaching you patience. It could be teaching you resilience. And those are superpowers that you might need later in your life. So really, if you are in that situation where you're like, everything is just so shit, Sarah, I can't find something that's positive, slow it down, take a deep breath, take a really deep breath, recenter, and observe it from a higher perspective. Try and step outside of your body for a moment and just look at yourself as an objective point of view. Just go, okay, this is a character in a movie. What is this character learning right now? We love movies, right? We know that the character always starts doing something that they don't want to do. They always start out of alignment. They start by wanting to follow and pursue something that is actually calling to them. That's the hero's journey. And that's where you're at right now. You're at that beautiful beginning point where you're going, okay, it seems shit, but I know if I believe in myself, I can actually be that hero of my story. I can get to that place that I am wanting to go. I can reach the top of that mountain. So anyway, that's your home play for this week. First of all, ask your subconscious mind to start guiding you in the directions that are going to lead you to your highest timeline, to show you what you're passionate about. Secondly, Learn to listen to your thoughts. When you go negative, learn to flip them. And this is a minute by minute basis. This is a practice that is going to be continuing for many, many months, probably weeks, days before you actually notice results. Weeks, then you notice huge results. Months, you're going to see your reality completely shift. And thirdly, practice following your emotions. If it's going good, continue in that way. If it's going bad, stop, pivot, redirect, and follow that new direction that you have just assigned for yourself, because you are always in control of your reality. You are the creator of it. There is no two ways about that. So once you can accept that, there's no more victim mode, there's no more blaming anyone else. All it is becoming aware of what it is you can do to shift your reality to be what you want it to be, and to start taking that action, which is exactly what I've just laid out. So start those little mini practices that are going to have huge, incredible, beautiful results. And let me know how you go. I would love to hear about your experiences. I love hearing about synchronicities, when things start to pop up in your reality. You're like, oh my God, how is this thing just perfectly aligned at this perfect time? And also hit me up and let me know what your favorite part about this episode was and why, because we always want to dive into more of what you want to hear. So if there's anything in particular that you want me to touch on to, let me know on Instagram. Hit me up on @Trujectory, one word, or @SarahLouiseMaxwell, and let's chat. But for now, you got this. I'm so excited for you. I'm so excited for you to see what's really possible. Stay true. Love you. Mwah.